Kayong dalawa lang magpapakulong. Next. Flava Corporation is not registered as an importer. Next. How did the BOC conclude that Flava branded inventory was not manufactured domestically and is possibly smuggled? October 24, the IPO, IPRD. October 26, my birthday, LOA was issued by BOC Commissioner. October 27, LOA was served. BOC found 14,000 boxes. And November 6, Lilac Tabayan presents document but no proof of importation. BOC finds that the address presented incapable of manufacturing seized goods. So in other words, ito sana hindi mangyari kung may ROOP. Tama po ba, BIR? Next. Ito lang yung mga issues, nicotine salt versus fee-based. Well, no specific definition exists in relevant rules and regulation, but as already moved as a committee rule, the National Library of Medicine in the U.S. differentiates the two as salt, benzoic acid added, and free-based, no benzoic added. So we have adopted that already. Salt nic is taxed at 52, while free-base is taxed at 60 per 10 ml. So the presence of benzoic acid supposedly makes high concentration of nicotine have a smoother sensation. The tax code, however, provides that nicotine salt shall be regardless of nicotine content, including nicotine-free liquids or any similar products. Ano yan? Kailangan natin ano yan? Do we need to remedial? Okay. Top King Logistics, which supposedly built Flava, is also an importer, not a manufacturer. So Top King purports to specialize in importing from China. Next. In other words, if the seized goods marked Flava were manufactured domestically, payment of appropriate excise tax to BR should be proven. In other words, there should be an ATRI, authority to release imported goods. So if the goods were imported, release documents of proof of payment of duties should be produced. The seized inventory indicates that it was manufactured by Flava Corporation. Flava Corporation representatives have submitted an affidavit to this committee that it was Shenzhen Mawanda Technology in China which manufactured and supplied the products, and that was supposed to be produced locally by Denka Trading. Binigyan niyo ba sila ng kopya? And regardless of whom the Chinese company sold the products, the label that the inventory was manufactured by Flava Corporation is false. Next, Flava submitted documentation to the BOC on the seized inventory, indicating that it claims the stocks to be owned by them. Flava claims, however, that the stocks were locally purchased from Denkat and that the Chinese supplier supplied the products to Denkat. In Flava's version of events, Denkat is responsible for paying excise taxes as an importer. So what should be the true, regardless of whose version is correct? One, the stock was definitely imported. There's no doubt. The only question is who imported them and how were they imported. Two, Flava is not a manufacturer of the brands it carries, contrary to what's stated to the BIR, but merely purchases them from another or imports them. Three, if purchasing from a local supplier, Flava should at least have paid VAT on that items purchased, which is also absent from the action yung excise. The products were mislabeled as manufactured by Flava, and at least one party, whether the Chinese supplier or local supplier, is responsible for this false labeling. Chinese suppliers supposedly accomplished an affidavit should already be to provide the invoice and other documentation from which the committee can know who is the importer, the brokers responsible for the goods, which ports were used. I said there's a debate whether it's Batangas or which Port of Manila. My gut feeling tells me it's Batangas. The declared value of the goods. So policy recommendation, and this is where I differentiate and stop. One, P6 should classify manufacture and sale of electronic cigarette as a separate industry class. NAPAW, you're assigned. The BRR should faithfully implement the ROOP rule for electronic cigarette manufacturers. You don't just give a license without an ROOP on premise. You do that for everyone, liquor, etc. This is RR 14-022 specifically says that there shall be deployed assigned on a day-to-day basis revenue officers on premise And this RR is really pertains to e-cigarettes. This is not just very specifically to vaporized nicotine, non-nicotine products. Number 3, contradiction via our system of registration of e-cigarette companies should be resolved. Flava was given a BIR certificate as a retailer, but was also listed as a manufacturer. BOC noted that the listed address of the company appears incapable of handling manufacturing products. This one, and I would say, mukhang sa ngayon, mas magaling ang customs kaysa ano. I read through it. This is 87 page, and I think except for a few, it was a very good report. In addition, the declared capitalization of the corporation of 1 million, of which 312,500 has been subscribed and paid up, should render it incapable of manufacturing. Distinction between manufacturers, importers, wholesalers, and retailers is crucial because it should determine the extent of responsibility for ensuring excise tax payments. Number 5, third-party liability should be established. RRs and RMCs issued in implementation of Vape tax law and RR 11900, authored by Congressman Rufus, do not outline the following: responsibility of foreign suppliers to label and declare shipment as electronic cigarettes, responsibility of brokers, responsibility of logistic providers, and responsibility of selling platforms. At this point, DTI, can you please tell Lazada na it's improper to sell? Yung Shopee, tumigil sila lang. Tinuloy-tuloy pa nila ang pagbibenta ng vape. Yung Shopee, upon the request of this committee, followed. There is no vape in Shopee, but in Lazada there is. So let me just repeat that request to DTI. Na Lazada should stop selling. Ilalagay mo lang 18. Pati ako pwede maglagay ng, obviously I'm over 18. Last 2. Definition of salt, nicotine, and freebase should be clearly set out. 11900, Section 18, Product Standard Requirements. The DTI, consultation with FDA, shall set technical standards for safety, consistency, quality, and product standards. Succeeding section based on international standards. So may basis po yung motion ni Congressman Rufus based on international. That was what we approved. So we have now basis to say na ang custom should use. So in other words, gamitin nyo po yung definition. So the FDA submitted a letter to that it has stepped aside in favor of DTI. Kaya wala ko kayong karapatan. Kayo, sabi ng FDA, kayo daw ang gagawa because they said it has stepped aside in favor of DTI in the matter. However, it has not indicated that DTI has already consulted it with regard because sabi ng batas, you should consult FDA. Pero ngayon, ang magsusulat kayo. The definition are also not indicated in RA 11900 IRR. The Bureau of PPS supposedly used PNS, AF, NOR, XP, D90-300, DAS1, 2019 to classify e-cigarette products under DAO 06-2022 of DTI. But there was no distinction there. Last, excisable products should be declared from the port of departure. Importers should be given the responsibility of informing their foreign suppliers that the goods to be imported are excisable. A declaration of goods by the foreign supplier should be transmitted to the BOC and compared against the arrival's declaration should be a requirement for release. That ends my presentation. And with the permission of the two luminaries, can I just ask the BOC if they want to expound on their report? Okay lang sa'yo?
Yes, yes, Mr. Chairman.
May I now call on ASCOM Jet Maronilla to just summarize.
Your Honor, we basically everything that that was done by the Bureau of Customs is in the report. Additionally, we were requested to produce a certification whether DENCAT Trading is an accredited importer. We issued a certification in reply to that.
So they don't import.
DENCAT is not an accredited importer. They applied for a one-time importation way back in 2014, but that's it. But as to a regular importer status, Your Honor, DENCAT Trading is not a regular importer.
Okay. So now may I, usually this is reserved for the opposition. Dagok, are you willing to yield to the legal eagle or the author?
I yield, Mr. Chair, and I would also manifest to co-author the House resolution.
Thank you very much. So at this point, may I recognize Congressman Rufus for his interpellation?
Yeah, to add to the very clear presentation of what this is all about. Thank you, Chairman Joey. One thing is that once again we reiterate the DTI to issue a directive to Lazada to stop, to cease from selling. As of now, I have checked. Flaba, e-cigarettes are still on the market. And so in spite of all what is being done here, Lazada continues to sell online. We also urge the DTI to inform Shopee to continue its non-sale of online of the Flaba products. So that is our request to DTI to support our chairman. Let us cease, let us not allow them to continue selling, especially because they are also selling to minors. All the minors will click is that they're over 18, but that is not, that should not be the case. So since we are investigating this and probably criminal cases will be filed later, we urge the DTI to make sure that there will be a pulling out of all of these ads in their online list. So that's one. Mr. Chairman, to add also to your explanation of the status of this particular investigation, I would like to put on record, I have a copy here of the affidavit of Shi Li Chao. For the record, it says that Shi Li Chao is a Chinese national living in Shenzhen province. And the address is here. He is the general manager of Shenzhen Maunda Technology Company Limited. The company is the one engaged in the manufacturing of vapor products, particularly the Romeo brand of e-cigarette. Third paragraph. In the Philippines, here is very, very important, we supply our product through, here it is, through Denka Trading. Dennis Rostata. Is Dennis Rostata here? Yeah, you will be asked later on in the interpellation. As such, the goods are brought and paid for by your company, Mr. Rostata. That is the affidavit. So he is executing this to attest to the truth of the foregoing for whatever legal purposes. But before you will answer this, Mr. Chairman, a notary public has notarized this in the city of Manila. Mr. Li Chao is in China. So therefore, there is a question of this affidavit. The signature does not show that it's really a proper signature. It seems that it was just written. Mr. Chairman, I would like to mark as Exhibit A for the resolution Rodriguez, the signature of Li Chao, and also Exhibit A-1, the signature of Attorney Henry D. Adasa. Because precisely is not here, because he's in China. How can there be an affidavit? But there is, the content is different from the signature. We're going to let them answer. For the marking, Mr. Chairman, Exhibit A, signature, Exhibit A1, the notarization. Now, Mr. Rostata, my first question is, directly, here is an affidavit. Although there is some question of the authenticity, but we can go beyond that. There's an allegation. May we know, Mr. Rostata, are you the importer of this Flaba material, Flaba e-cigarettes found in the Valenzuela warehouse? You are under oath, remind you.
I'm not, Your Honor.
Not the importer.
Yes.
Okay. Now, how did you bring in this particular case? So you are not the importers. So you are stating now that you have nothing to do. Dencat has nothing to do with all the Flaba e-cigarettes that were found in the warehouse. You're under oath, huh? You have nothing to do.
I'm not the importer, Your Honor.
You're not the importer. Now let me go, Mr. Chairman, now to Flaba. Who is the representative of Flaba Corporation? Please identify yourself again.
Lilac Tayaban po, Your Honor.
Alila is here. Ms. Tayaban is here. Yeah. Ms. Tayaban, are you the importer of these e-cigarettes found at the warehouse?
No po, Your Honor.
You are not the importer.
No po.
And it seems that you are in touch with the manufacturing company. Because you know them also. This is Mr. Shi Li Chao. You're in contact with them.
With ano po?
Yeah, are you in contact with the manufacturer of this, Shenzhen Maunda Technology, Mr. Shi Li Chao? Do you know this person?
Yes po.
You know that. Are you having business dealings with this person and this company?
No po.
So no. So you are so what is the connection between Flava Corporation and Shenzhen Maunda Technology? You know him, but you have no relation. What is therefore? What is the what do you have with him? With them?
Bali, umu-order po kami kay Mr. Rostata po. And then, i-deliver po yung product sa amin door to door po sa warehouse.
In other words, you therefore,
Mm.
Flava Corporations also orders the e-cigarettes from Denkat. Is that what you're saying?
Yes po.
Okay. So while the manufacturing statement on the boxes says Flava Corporation, is it not Bureau of Customs that in these boxes there is the mark Flava Corporation?
Yes, Your Honor. There's marking to that effect, Your Honor.
So are you saying that those goods in the warehouse were already yours because you purchased them from Denkat? The ones in the warehouse, because your corporation is marked on the packages. Confer you with your lawyer. That's fine with us. Sorry, they have to earn. As I was earning before when I was practicing.
You earned more.
Yeah, so let us have the answer.
Hindi, ipapagawa sa
Lumalabas
Facebook, di ba?
May denial kasi si Denkat.
Yes po, Your Honor. Binili po namin from Mr. Dennis Rostata po.
Okay, so that is now clear. The Bureau of Customs discovered this vapes at the warehouse, marked Flava Corporation, but then you are saying that you purchased them from Denkat Corporation. Is that, can you affirm that?
Yes po, Your Honor.
Now, what can you say therefore to the statement of Mr. Rostata that they are not the importer of this particular vape cigarettes?
Hmm.
What can you say about that? That he is?
Wala po akong alam regarding sa importation. Sila po yung may contact.
So you're in fact saying that he's lying in this committee because he said that they are not the importer. Oh, answer please. Mr. Rostata lied.
Wala po akong alam regarding importation.
That's okay. So, so therefore, you are denying that you are saying that you have nothing to do with importation. It's just that you bought that. Now, this is now the question. You are now therefore owning. You are therefore claiming ownership on those. You are the owners now of those boxes and the contents of the vaporized products in these boxes. Correct? You are the owners.
Yes po.
Yan, okay. So you are the owners. Now, Miss sabi pa nun, Madam Wetness. Okay. Now, okay, you're the owner. Then, do you have a certificate from the BIR that you paid taxes? Let's go first to the taxes on freebase. Because you are claiming na freebase siya, no? Hindi nicotine salt. Did you pay taxes there?
Yes po, we pay excise tax po.
On freebase, correct?
Opo.
Answer from the Bureau of Internal Revenue. Is it correct that they paid taxes on those that were found in the warehouse. Yeah. Yeah. The question is, did they pay? Did Flava Corporation pay? We go first to the free base, meaning only 52 pesos per ml. For all those that were discovered there, because they, Mr. Yaban, did not present proof of payment to the Bureau of Customs. Can you confirm they paid or they did not pay?
Your Honor, they are paying excise tax.
They paid. So they paid that for those that were confiscated there, right? They paid. Free base.
Those that they declared with the BIR, they are paying it.
Yes, but may I see the Bureau of Customs? Did they submit when you required them to submit papers on payment of customs payment of BIR excise tax? Customs proof of payment of excise tax?
None, Your Honor.
None. In other words, there was none. There was no payment. And can you therefore present BIR the proof of a payment, whether the 1.4 million vapes, I think that is the number, 1.4 has been paid, because they may pay a little, they may pay on that. And so can you now certify that they paid the 1.4? Because they could not submit to the customs when they were required. That's why it is now under forfeiture. Are you sure that the 1.4 have been paid free base excise tax?
Your Honor, the data that I have right now is only the total, but not the breakdown of the different products.
How much was the total amount paid?
And from when to?
And when? When were they paid, and what is the total amount that they have
For
paid?
the month of October. For the month of October, the total payment is 1.8.
1.8?
Yes,
Million?
1,800,000.
Wow, only 1.8 million, Mr. Chairman. And the RROP, no, the regional office on the premises, have you checked on this particular vapes at the warehouse? Upon payment of 1.8 billion only. And is this on this particular transactions? On this particular goods or some other goods? Maybe no.
At this point, I have no idea if with regards to the revenue officer on premise. But with regards to this is based on the filed documents by Flava, based on the payment and the inspection fees they paid with the BIR for the month of October.
So just to be clear, 1.4 vaporized products. They only paid 1.8. If you talk about 52 pesos per ml, and apparently these are really nicotine salt based, so there must be 10 ml per bottle, per vape. So how much would that be, Comsec? If you will now, we let us now go into our computation now. 1.4 times 1.4 million times 10 ml times 52. Just the freebase mo now which they're claiming. How much will that be? 1.4 times 10 ml times 52. Ayan.
72 point.
How many million?
72.8. Kung ano,
72, how much? 728 million. You see? Freebase pa lang yan. 728 million na BIR. So are you sleeping on the job, especially your premises officer? Revenue? My goodness, 1.8 million when it should be at their declaration
84.
of freebase, huh?
84.
84 million.
Yes.
84 million. So the government loses 83 million or 82 million based on that. So that's one point. Now, If it is nicotine, with nicotine salt base, then it will be 62 per millimeter, and each vape has 10 milliliters. Correct? How much will be the value of the real tax if they properly declared it as nicotine base and not free base? How much? How much? 1.4 times 52, 62 times 10. Ayan, that is the total revenue that should have been paid, taxes, excise tax to the BIR. According, and I always agree with my compañero, the legal luminary, Dante Marcoleta, incoming Senator of the Republic, 728 million. Okay, that is now therefore what we have lost. And that is why it explains why I authored this, because I am principal author of the vaporized law. You see? 728 million would have gone to our universal healthcare system. You see? To pay for our members of PhilHealth who should have no billing, no balance billing. So they are. So what can you say about that? What's happened to who is the revenue officer of this Valenzuela? Can we get the name? Because we will subpoena him to appear on December 19. Alan. What is the name of the revenue officer on the premises?
So right now I'm not I don't know who's in charge of.
Can you therefore submit to the committee within 24 hours
Yes,
till you
Your
finish
Honor.
this one?
Sure, Honor.
So very clear, Mr. Chairman, as we go forward, very clear that if Flaba, because they have admitted they bought it from Dencat. Dencat is the importer. Dencat should be paying the import duties. So let's go first to BIR. Now it's very clear. Flaba did not import it. Okay. They bought it from the importer, according to Ms. Tayaban. They bought it from Mr. Rostata. And therefore, they are liable, Mr. Chairman, for 728 minus 1.8. That is the taxes evaded. They are subject now to criminal cases for that. Wala pa ang VAT. Yes. Malaki na talaga with the VAT. And so we temporarily cease our questions to the BIR and to Tayaban. So now we go now to the import taxes. Ayun na naman. Okay. Now, Mr. Riostata, you are denying that you have imported this, correct? Because you can change your mind and be honest, because we will,
Yeah.
if there is perjury, we find out that you were the one who brought it here, we'll put you to jail.
We don't have the capacity to import.
First state, you are not. Are you the importer?
No, we
No, you're not
we
of
are-
this product. You're not importer. Since you are not the importer, you do not actually import them. The ones that are found in the warehouse. Correct?
Correct.
And so because of that, as a consequence, you have not paid any import tax on this. Customs duties.
We are not the importer, so
Ayan,
we don't
that's
pay
it.
anything.
Now, may I ask the Bureau of Customs? Now, whoever is the importer, how much would have been paid for these products in terms of customs duties?
Your-
The quantity that was found there. How much is the customs duties due to those products? So you should have that, which were not paid.
Your Honor, in terms of duties only, duties, sir, if they're not going to apply for preferential rate, Your Honor, it should be 1% of the dutiable value, which is about 7 million pesos, Your Honor.
We're talking here of not a free base vaporized nicotine. It is salt base. So there has to be a distinction, correct? You have to have a distinction.
Yes, Your Honor.
The BIR should have a distinction for sex taxes. You must have also a distinction and the value, real value of these particular products for you to impose the proper customs duties.
Yes, Your Honor.
So if the value of that is 1.4, how much is your valuation of those particular e-cigarettes? That's the valuation.
Even if ano,
Yeah.
even if iba yung naman, fee-based or ano. Your Honor, the examiner who assessed
Yes.
the items
Yes.
placed a dutiable value of 700 million pesos. Now, as to the distinction, Your Honor, will await the
700 million.
yes, Your Honor, will await any evaluation coming
Yeah,
from the
yes.
Bureau of
But what
Internal
the
Revenue.
examiner has said is that they should have paid for this particular confiscation discovery. They should have paid 700 million in customs duties.
The dutiable value, Your Honor.
I value. So how much? If 700 million is the dutiable value, how much it will be the customs duty?
At minimum, Your Honor, it's about 1% of that particular.
1%.
Yes,
It
Your Honor.
is
That's minus
7
the.
million.
Yes, Your Honor. That's without excise tax, Your Honor. Just
Yeah,
duties.
just that one because
Yes, Your Honor.
it's a separate one.
Yes,
So
Your Honor.
7 million.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, now if it is nicotine based, if it is nicotine salt, then you will have another.
Should be higher, Your
Should be
Honor.
higher.
Yes, Your
It
Honor.
will be at least be 10% higher.
Yes, Your Honor.
So it
That
will
would be
become
70.
ballpark 70 million.
Yes.
All right. So now we are going into this already. We have some figures, no? 7 to 8 million that were not paid, minus 1.8,
Duties.
not paid first in 7 to 8 in the BIR, excess tax, and 70 million approximately, Mr. Chairman, not paid as customs duties. What other charges do you give, do you impose aside from import duties?
Value-added tax, Your Honor.
How much is that?
12%. Should have been
12%
of the GTO.
of 70 million of dutables. How much can you compute? 700 million worth.
Yes, sir. A little bit more, Your Honor, because we add to the dutiable. Yes, the dutiable value should factor in freight, insurance, and some other add-ons. So if we place it on about the dutiable value, estimated to be 12% of that, Your Honor.
Of
Which is
700
about-
million.
Yes, Your Honor, which is
At
about
10 millimeters. Can you
75
compute how much is that to that?
84.
84 million.
84 million.
84 million is value-added tax collected by the Bureau of Customs.
Yes.
So we are not talking here now of 70 million plus 84 million plus 728 million. You see how much is the large scale, Mr. Rostata and Ms. Tayabas. You see how, we are, the government is shortchanged by about more than 800 million. So those, Mr. Chairman, those are what we have now. I now yield to others to be able to interpolate our resource persons. Thank you for the opportunity, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. May I call on the other co-author, Congressman Marcoleta? Hindi na siya magko-question. You yield to OF.
Sabi ko mamaya na pero kung pinipilit mo ako.
Hindi na muna. Hindi.
I think, Mr. Chair,
Siya daw muna.
ikaw muna. O sige.
Okay. Are you minority? Okay. Okay. So with due respect to the minority, but since you talk every day in the floor, so you're a
Yeah.
majority.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. Meron lang po akong clarificatory question with respect to our authors found during the inspection, and it's worth 700 million at 500 pesos a piece, on top of the 728 million imposable excise taxes. It is very mind-boggling, nakakahilo po, that a single warehouse can contain a huge volume of e-cigarettes with an equally huge collectible excise tax of 728 million, and yet the BIR only collected 1.8 million or 7 million in excess taxes from vape products in 2021. 7 million po excise tax from vape, 2021 po. What do these disparities and numbers tell us. One is that there's a huge black market of vape products thriving out there untaxed. So the question is, what is our government doing about this? Do we have any surveillance and monitoring systems to capture this black market, and how effective are they? Kasi it is very important that the government contains this black market of vape products, not only because we are losing government revenues, but as the resolution noted, its existence poses a serious threat to public health as the products may be substandard and may have used dangerous and approved ingredients. Mr. Chair, I want an honest answer about this. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Please direct your question to which,
Sino?
first, if it is manufactured here as claimed as in the registration of LABA, BIR, I think that question is, then if it's imported, I think it will be customs. And if with respect to the harmful substances, I think it has to be, kasi FDA has shielded to BPS, then it's BPS. So custom, BIR first. Very complicated naman ang tanong.
Okay. We have an assigned, the revenue officer on premise is assigned on call.
Yes, finally.
right.
So you will, are you willing to say sino yun?
No, I,
Bakit no? You're saying
Honor,
no to the committee that takes care of you?
Your Honor, I'm sorry. I'm not the handling the revenue officer on premise.
But you're in charge of sizable
yes.
products in the LTPS.
Yes, but I'm assigned.
So you're not
for
doing
the-
your job? You're not in charge or what? Are you retiring?
Your Honor, another division is handling the revenue officer on premise, which is the Excise LT Field Operations Division.
Yung pumunta dito last time.
Yes.
Asan siya?
Um,
So your answers are qualified answers as far as the
Yes.
committee is concerned.
with regards to the
Yes,
revenue officer.
so you're not in a position to answer.
For the revenue officer on premise.
Oh my
I'm not in a
goodness.
position.
Pero sa ilalim mo yun, no?
No, it's we're under the umbrella of the excise group.
So mali
After
ba
the
yung,
March task
inimbita
force.
ka ba namin?
Your Honor.
Did we invite you? Is there any letter sent to you by this committee that you represent BIR here?
Formerly the
Because the other
representative.
one was the proper person, which is really excise tax, LTPS.
Yes.
How come you are here?
No.
Are you misrepresenting BIR?
Okay. Miss Ayet is from the LT Field Operations Division.
Sizable products also?
Yes, from the Field Operations
Can you ask her
Division.
to take your
Yeah.
seat? Or otherwise, we will disqualify all your statements. You're not in a position to testify to the questions. Ma'am, first question, who is the ROOP?
Sir, we're under the zone of the Valenzuela is already retired po as of October po.
Conveniently. How about, is there an ROOP?
For the survey po, the ROOPs po assigned are assigned po for the manufacturers po mostly of cigarette products.
So you did not assign because she's not a manufacturer? Is that what you're saying now?
Yes, sir.
Oh my goodness. So you're essentially contradicting what Flab is saying. The registration is manufacturer.
Yes, yes, sir.
So there's no
equipment used to manufacture
Maronilla,
vape
were you ever
products.
informed about that?
I'll have to check with the Office of the Commissioner, Your Honor, but the BIR just told me now that this was forwarded to the BOC. But I'll have to check, Your Honor, and I'll get back to you before the meeting ends, Your Honor.
So in other words, you are now in cognizance that ito si Flava is a registered manufacturer but not a registered importer. But can she import the ingredients? Di ba BIR, uy? Di ba they should also, because in your, they're not an importer. Under your RMC, they're not there. RMC ano yun? RMC 93, series of 2023.
Based on the record of BIR, as of March 16, 2023, they are a manufacturer, a holder of a
Yes.
permit as manufacturer of vapor
Therefore,
products.
they should have an ROP.
Yes. And second, they secured also a permit as importer of
Oh.
vapor product.
So bakit
Vape.
wala sa listahan ninyo?
The product that they are registering are mostly as manufacturer. They manufacture the product. That's why,
Nakalagay, ma'am, no brands registered.
yes, as importer.
Ano ba yan?
Ah.
Tabling na ako sa inyo, ha?
Based on their the labeling, the labels that they are registering, it's manufactured by Flava Corporation, but no under oath they submit a sworn declaration for that.
Eh, ano sasagot mo?
Declaration.
Nakuha dun sa warehouse. Manufactured by Flava.
Opo, even po dun sa kanilang mga produkto, kung titingnan niyo po yung produkto,
Huh?
it's manufactured by
Magsino,
Flava.
ikaw na nga ulit.
Mr. Chair, anyway, I think the question
lang.
earlier, we cannot have a very good answer. So now naman po, I'll just move on to my next clarification. Okay. All right. On the aspect naman po of recovering the lost government revenues from tax evasion, I would like to note that under Section 263 of the National Internal Revenue Code, if found liable for tax evasion, the excise tax due is imposed on an additional fine of not less than 10 times the amount of the excise tax due, but not more than 50 million. This means that a more aggressive campaign against taxpayers and their successful prosecution or settlement of their cases could really result to higher government revenues. With respect po to e-cigarettes and vape products, how many smugglers and tax evaders on these products have been apprehended and prosecuted, or those cases that have been settled from the time of the passage of the vape regulation law? How much revenues na po ang excise taxes at fines na nakolekta na po natin from these cases? Sino po ba ang pwedeng makakasagot nito? Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Customs? This is the first, no?
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor will come up with that data and submit to your honorable office. But initially, I can say that the Bureau of Customs have had several operations and apprehensions on e-cigarettes and vape products, especially those that are not registered and were misdeclared on various ports. And we're continuously guarding against these illicit products. In fact, part of our operations is the monitoring of warehouses outside custom zone and applying the visitorial powers of the commissioner to check if these warehouses do contain smuggled vape products. But on statistics and data, Your Honor.
Visitorial powers include whether they are imported or not, right? Not just because they're smuggled.
Your Honor, the presumption, the intelligence that should that we act on for the letter of authority to be issued is based on the premise that these warehouses contained imported
Yes, that's right.
yes, Your Honor.
Same.
Only on the premise that these warehouse are contain imported products.
Mr. Chair.
And therefore, you may demand evidence of payment of duties, right?
Correct, Your Honor.
So, Mr. Chair, just a reminder po, under RA 11467, salt nicotine vape is taxed at 52 pesos per millimeter, while freebase is taxed at 60 pesos per 10 ml. Salt nicotine vape is taxed higher. So if salt nicotine vape is passed as freebase, that is a misdeclaration and tax evasion. Just a reminder lang po, Mr. Chair.
Customs?
Thank you, Your Honor. That's why we are working with the Bureau of Internal Revenue and the Department of Trade and Industry to provide our personnel that conducts physical and non-intrusive examination, the technical expertise to determine these kinds of variations, Your Honor, to be able to plug tax leakages. But thank you very much for that reminder, Your Honor. That's very helpful.
Thank you. Here. VP. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. So, no more questions from our Congressman Marcoleta?
Salamat, Mr. Chair. Wala namang masyado. Pwede po bang tanungin muli si Miss
Yes.
Tabayan yun? Tabayan? Tayaban. Miss Tayaban. I'm sorry. Miss Tayaban, dun po sa naunang mga tanong sa inyo ni Kong Rufus, tinanong po niya kung saan niyo po kinukuha yung mga flaba products ninyo. Kanino po niyo kinukuha?
Kay Sir Dennis Rostata po.
Kanino po?
Kay Mr. Dennis Rostata po.
Dennis
Doon po namin
Rostata.
binibili.
Nandito po ba yon Totoo po ba yon na sa inyo niya kinukuha?
Hindi po, Your Honor.
Mr. Chair, malaki po ang problema natin. Hindi ko alam kung sino po ang nagsasabi na totoo. Ito pong mga nakumpiskang mga flaba vapes ay pag-aari po ninyo, hindi po ba?
Yes po, Your Honor.
Pero ang sabi nyo, kinukuha nyo naman kay Rostata ng Bencat. Sabi naman po niya, harap-harapan naman, hindi raw po totoo. So sino po ang nagsasabi ng totoo, Mr. Chair?
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Sige po.
Bali, nagsisend po kami ng order kay Mr. Dennis Rostata, and then magbibigay po siya ng receipt sa amin, and then magbabayad po kami sa kanya, and then i-deliver po sa amin yung products door to door sa warehouse.
Yun nga po. So sa kanya rin niya kinukuha. Sa kanya kayo nakikipag-deal. Sa kanya kayo nakikipag-transact. Hindi po ba? Ngayon, itinatanggi naman po niya na hindi po nanggagaling sa kanya. Yung pong Bureau of Customs na nakahuli po nung nag-raid po, sino po ba talaga ang pinanggalingan po ng mga flaba products na pinag-uusapan po natin ngayon?
Your Honor, the Bureau of Customs still doing its backtracking investigation on this. Wala po kasing sinabmit sa amin yung nag-claim na may-ari ng mga vape products ng any import documents, sir. Wala rin po kami nakitang any import documents doon sa loob ng warehouse. So, kaya nga pinapresume ho namin siyang smuggled. So now we're doing our backtracking investigation on kung saan po possible na lumabas to mga to at kung ano po yung scheme na ginamit, sir.
Mr. Chair, ang sabi po ni Ms. Tayaban, sila po ang may-ari ng mga products. Mr. Bureau of Customs, bakit hindi mo ma-determine ngayon kung saan nanggaling? Sila naman ang may-ari.
Sir, wala po kasi silang pinresent na import documents, and they're also claiming that they did not import the items. Sinasabi ho nila si Dencat, but Dencat, sir, hindi naman, pareho po silang hindi accredited importer ng Bureau of Customs, sir.
So, Mr. Chair, maliwanag po na kahit na sinasabi ni Mr. Yaban na sila po ang may-ari at siya po ay nagsasabi na binili niya naman kay Mr. Rostata, sabi naman ni Rostata, hindi naman po totoo yun. Wala po talagang may-ari. Ano po ngayon ang status nito kung yung mga nasakote po ninyo mga produkto ay wala naman talagang may-ari? Pwede ba nating kunin ngayon? Sa atin na lang po yan?
Sir, may forfeiture order na po kami, sir.
Oo nga. Kasi sa ngayon, lumilitaw walang may-ari, di ba? Kahit na aminin pa ni Mr. Yaba na silang may-ari. Wala po kayong dokumentong sinabmit na papatibay na kayo po ang may-ari. Maliwanag po yun. At tinatanggihan naman ni Rostata na sa kanya po nanggaling yun. Wala po kayong magagawa sapagkat wala naman kayong mapipresenta sa kanya siguro sa komiting ito na talagang binili nyo sa kanya. Kaya malinaw po ngayon na yung mga produktong yan ay wala na pong may-ari at maliwanag po na yan ay nasa disposal na po ng pamahalaan. Tama po ba yan, Mr. Bureau of Customs?
Tama po kayo, Your Honor.
Gusto ko pong itanong sa inyo sapagkat kayo ang nag-grade. Ano po ba yung itsura ng mga produktong ito? Kasi dalawa po yung nakikita ko. Isang plaba Oxbar at saka isang plaba parehong may bar eh. Ano po itsura nun?
Your Honor, ipapasa ko po yung
Pwede
mikropono
pang
dun sa...
ipakita natin sa ano para makita lang natin ang itsura.
Yes, sir. Papasok ko rin po yung mikropono, sir, sa head nung team na nag-conduct nung aming
Sige po.
operation. Si Mr. Chief Paul Pakunayan po ng aming Intellectual Property Rights Division.
Thank you.
You recognize Inspector
Intelligence Officer 3, Paul Oliver Pakunayan, sir.
Paul Oliver Cunas. Sir, you're
Yes, sir. All of the commodities found at the warehouse are branded as Flaba Romeo with various flavors. So that's the only distinction between them. Just the flavor.
Meron po kayong hawak ngayon, makita natin. Mahirap po kasing pinag-uusapan, hindi man lang natin nakita ang itsura.
On the when we search at online search at Lazada, Flaba Romeo will, or the picture of Flaba Romeo will appear. But I also have pictures during the conduct of the inventory. Picture of the actual goods.
Kasi po, Mr. Chair, kaya natin tinatanong ito, kaming dalawa po ni Kong Rufus, pareho kaming co-authors yung ating Republic Act 11900. I believe we have installed several measures in order to protect especially the minors na hindi po ma-access yan. Ang isa po dyan, kaya gusto namin makita kung ano pang itsura niyan, the law prohibits the sale of these BNNPs which are marketed or labeled or packaged with yung mga flavors po which are very appealing to minors. Yun po yung pinaka-importante doon. As a matter of fact, even the consumer communications of these products, Mr. Chair, meron pong prohibition about the use of yung mga cartoons, yung mga candy bars, even desserts.
Okay. That's exact.
Kasi kung ito po lahat ay nandyan at itong mong Flaba importers na yan, kung sino po yung nagdadala niyan, they're violating several provisions of RA 11900. Tsaka yung manner po nung kanilang pagpo-promote, yung pag-advertise, nakalagay din po sa maraming sections ng RA 11900. Ms. Tabayan, alam mo ba na pati nga yung points of sale establishments, no? Offering or selling or distributing BNNPs ay kailangan nakapost. Merong statement in clear and categorical manner that these products are illegal. At saka yung substance ay nakalagay din doon na hindi mabuti para sa mga. Nakalagay ba sa mga produkto ninyo 'yon? Nakasulat ba 'yon? Meron ba kayong mga categorical statement? Nakapost ba 'yon? Na these products are not even recommended to minors and they're not supposed to be sold to people below 18 years of age. Nakasulat ba yung mga yan?
Yes po, Your Honor. Nakalagay po sa packaging.
Nasaan nga? Yung hindi nga namin makita eh. Pwede ka bang magbigay sa amin ng sample? Kasi marami talaga yung mga measures na nakalagay sa batas to protect our minors.
Ipapakita ko po. Sir. Hanapin
Pati
ko.
nga yung pati nga yung mga retailers katulad dinyo are even mandated to ensure yung proof of age verification. Alam mo ba yun?
Yes,
By
Your
let's say requiring the presentation of a government issued identification card showing the buyer's age at saka yung birthday niya. Alam niyo ba 'yon? I don't think, Mr. Chair, these people even understand or are even conscious about Republic Act 11900. Meron pang piniprescribe na graphic
Excuse me po,
health
Your
warning, Ms. Tabayan. Do you know
Yes
that?
po, Your Honor. Nakalagay po sa packaging yung graphic health warning. Nandun din po sa packaging yung
Oo nga, but against your statement, hanggang hindi namin nakikita, paano natin malalamang totoo yung sinasabi mo? You're just reading from a cellphone. Kaya nga gusto naming makita. We want to make sure, unang-una, yung produkto talaga, totoo ba yan na talaga na pinoproteksyonan nyo yung mga minor? Kasi ginawa namin ang batas na to, in particular protection to people below 18 years. At hindi man pwedeng gumamit ng flavor. Napakaraming flavor ang ginagamit pala ninyo. It was already established by the Bureau of Customs. Bawal yung mga flavors eh.
I have a copy of the packaging na po, Your Honor.
Ikaw, may kopya ka, kami wala. Hindi ko nga nakikita eh.
Okay lang po bang ipakita ko po sa inyo?
Malay ko, kung yan nga yun, dilitrato mo lang. Gusto ko yung produkto mismo, yung makita na for our own appreciation.
Rest assured na ito po yung packaging po.
Ano?
Rest assured po na ito po yung packaging po.
Sana mapaniwalaan kita. Hindi nga kayo magkaintindihan ng Rostata. Ngayon, ipipilitin mo kaming maniwala sa'yo. Ipakita mo na yung package dito sa amin para makita namin ano itsura yung pinag-uusapan natin. Nilitrato mo lang, hindi yan ang ibig ko sabihin. Yung actual ang sinasabi namin. Wala ba kayo na-confiscate 14,000 cartoons? 100 each cartoon, kaya 1,400 vapes. Valued at 1.4 billion pesos. Wala kayo may bibigay na isa sa amin para makita namin ano itsura niyan? BIR, di po ba yung hindi pagbabayad ng excise tax or yung possession ng ganitong mga products, ano na yung penalty natin? It's between parang the payment of fine between 10 to 20 million pesos and imprisonment of between 10 to 12 years. Tama ba yun? Kung hindi ako nagkakamali sa ating NIRC?
Yes, Your Honor. Section 263 of the National Internal Revenue Code.
Yes, so mabigat na kaparusahan ito. Between 10 to 12 years of imprisonment. Hindi po biro-biro itong pinag-uusapan natin ngayon. Kaya so, Mr. Chair, hanggat hindi po
Thank you. Are there any other questions?
Your Honor, can I make a clarification
Yes,
as
ma'am.
to the
As to your
the
authority.
warehouse? 1587 Condiman Street, Sampaloc. And they did not mention the warehouse in Valenzuela.
Okay.
Maybe that's why there's no revenue officer on premise that will be assigned in that.
so there is an ROP in
in
Sampaloc?
Condiman. Even though we are we have a
I
limited
take
person.
that as there's none.
Yes.
Because
in Valenzuela.
according to the report of the BOC, what is your investigation of the Sampaloc premises?
It's a two-story residential lot.
And in the bottom is a vape shop.
Yes, sir.
And in the top is what?
A residential house.
So in other words, there's no factory.
That's right, sir.
That's in your report. So meron lang ako itatanong, ma'am. I hope alam mo, the lesson for the day is this is a market growing by 40% per year. Bakit pa hindi nyo kailangan sumunod lang sa batas? Malaki ang kikitain nito. Ilan lang kayo dyan? 4 lang yata kayo nag-ooperate dyan. So anyway, just show a few things. Sige.
Mr. Chairman, nakalimutan pala akong itanong sa DTI.
Sige.
One question. DTI, nandyan po ba kayo?
BPS po yan. Bureau of Product
DTI?
Standards.
Sir, ito po.
Kayo po? What is your responsibility under Section 19 of Republic Act 11900 in regard to the subject of our inquiry? Section 19.
Regarding sir sa product registration, ang DTI BPS po ay naglabas ng ng Department Administrative Order specifying po requiring importers and manufacturers to undergo product certification schemes.
In Section 19 ang sinasabi ko. Yung responsibility nyo to recall, ban, or even seize mga products na non-compliant dun sa... Katulad po ng napapansin natin ngayon.
Yes po sir. If the products is found non-compliant po dun sa schemes, meron pong order na i-issue ang DTI BPS to stop selling or kung imported po yun, pinababalik po sa country of origin or i-destroy po.
So ano po ang gagawin nyo ngayon na nakikita natin na malinaw that there is a manifest violation of laws in regard to these products that have been raided by the Bureau of Customs. Now it's now in their custody. Paano yung hindi sa custody nila na nasa market? What is the action that should be taken by the DTI under the circumstances?
Sir, Your Honor, sa ngayon po yung ating Department Administrative Order 22-06 will be mandatory enforced on June 2024 po. Actually, the DAO is already issued but due to transitory provision, ang effectivity po niya ay June 2024. So by that time po, yun po yung hindi na po sila pwedeng magpasok ng hindi po certified.
So what will you do with the company that is responsible in bringing these products?
Kakasuhan po yun according po doon sa DAO.
So ano, paano niyo ipoprocess ang pagkakaso sa kanila? Gusto ko lang malaman.
Ang DTI po, meron po kaming bureau, yung Fair Trade Enforcement Bureau. Sila po yung in charge sa market monitoring. Kung nakita po na merong non-compliant or substandard sa market, nag-i-issue po sila first ng show cause order, and then nagtutuloy po yan kung hindi po nila ma-justify. Nagtutuloy po yan sa kaso.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. No, just to, para lang makakompleto, then I'll call you. Can you show the, ano? Sige, hindi yan. Next. Hindi yan. Ayun na yun, Saldi. Sino ba nag-submit nito sa amin? Kayo ba? Ma'am Lilac? Nakita ko na lang, nasa table ko na eh. Hindi kayo, no? Pero yan sinasabi nyo, di ba? Pakipalaki nga niyan. Kayo ba?
Yes po, Your Honor.
Okay. Sinearch namin yan, ha? Ito yung kanyang opisina. Next. Yan ang opisina niya. Pakibaba nga ng picture na yan. Nasa ilalim po ng tulay.
Diyan po pinanotarize, Your Honor.
Kaya nga, so, pinanotaryo ba? Ang dami-dami mong abogado, ba't hindi na lang dyan? Next. Pero, pinadala nyo kami nito. Ito yung kanyang,
Opo, proof po na nandito po siya sa Philippines and also yung
nasa
passport
Pilipinas
niya.
ba yan?
Yes po, because last week,
Ba't wala yung abogado sa tabi nung nagnotaryo? Sa tayuman nyo to pinanotaryo? Usually, ang mga Chinese nagpipirma, meron yan yung sa tabi ng signature nila, yung parang kulay pula. Bakit wala? Pakibalik nga dun sa dati. Yan. Saka mukhang ano lang siya eh. Hindi man siya signature. Ano siya? Sabi nga kanina ng abogado sa tabi ko. Di kampanilya. Anyway, I will not take it against you. All I'm saying is that let's pin down the truth. Okay, next.
Apo, last week po kasi nandito po si Mr. Shili Chow dahil may vape event. Kaya nandito po siya sa Philippines. And kinausap po niya yung legal counsel namin regarding dito sa matter na ito. Kaya nakapag-provide po kami ng affidavit and napanotaryo po namin.
Okay, may video pa yan, no?
Yes po.
Pero wala yung abogado. Okay lang. It's not criminal. Anyway, next. Ito ay Top King. Ang billing ay sa'yo. Ang Top King, according to their Facebook account, next, is specialized in importing from China. So bakit kayo ang binibill ng Top King? Kung hindi kayo ang importer. Back. This is the bill of Top King.
Apo.
Sino sila? Oh, kayo pa nag-submit nito eh.
Apo.
Bago nga kayo mag-submit, yung hindi incriminating.
Your Honor po, sa billing po kasi ni Sir Dennis Rostata po.
Hindi nga eh. Di sana yung Top King, di Dennis Rostata sana yan.
Apo.
May pinakita ka sa akin galing kay Dennis, pero walang pirma. Tapos ang amount is so small, it doesn't even, for a very large consignment, it's only what, 236,000 million ba?
Bali, sa billing po kasi minsan kasama na po yung shipping fee and upon instruction po ni Mr.
Sige.
Dennis Rostata po, minsan pinapa-direct niya na po yung billing sa amin po, sa forwarder po.
Okay lang ba sa'yo? Pabuksan namin ang bank account nyo para makita ko yung transaction? Under the AMLA law, any proceeds from unlawful activity, motu proprio can be opened by AMLA anyway. Anyway, the committee will make a motion to look into your bank accounts to see really which money moved during that time between October 25 and November 7. I think AMLA will definitely, Customs, can you apply?
Yes, sir.
It's in-
It's part of the recommendation.
It's
Yes,
in your recommendation,
yes, sir.
but set the date. Kasi kung sky blue ang ating investigation, wala ko tayong mapipin down dito. Next time, don't submit something like this. It is so incriminating. The billing is on you, not dapat ang nag-bill sa'yo si Roscata, hindi ikaw, hindi ang Top King.
Hindi po yan yung sinubmit namin, sir.
Ay, galing ito sa customs report. So,
Ang-
ibig sabihin, sabi dito, si Top King, kayo ang binibiling for $5.3 million.
Mm-mm.
And it
Ito
is
po
a
yung-
certified, it's a certified true copy with your signature. I don't know, what will I do with you? But don't take these committee hearings frivolously. We also study our lessons. It's very clear to me that you are the importer, not Dencat. Probably he is a facilitator for all I care. Because a facilitator of a transaction is very different from the importer. You are the importer and you say you own it.
Hindi po. We have pro forma, ano po? Ano po yan, Your Honor? Pakirepit nga po.
Binili mo ba to? Di ba nagbayad ka?
Apo, nagbayad po kami kay Mr. Dennis Rastata po.
Pwede makita yung, so, I hereby ask Customs to please proceed with your AMLA proceedings.
Yes,
Mr. Chairman, in this connection, may I have the floor. You stated that you have documents to show that you purchased this from Mr. Rostata or Delcat.
Yes po,
Do
Your
you have
Honor.
that in your possession now?
Yes po, Your Honor.
Original documents?
Yes po.
Can
Your
we
Honor.
read these documents and put them in the record and put them as exhibit, Flava? What
Yes.
are these?
Uh,
These are original documents, and can we show that to the chairman and me? Not a photocopy, originals. What is the, yeah, please state now, what are these documents?
Andiyan ba yung original?
Photocopy po, photocopy.
We want the original.
Original.
Yes, we will produce the
Kasi
original.
what we have
po.
is a photocopy without the signature, and it is very
It-
clearly.
Your
And
Honor,
the buyer is at SIP, for such a huge amount. Sold to Lilac.
Your Honor, it has signature po, the pro forma invoice from
No,
the
not here.
manufacturer
The
po.
one. May signature yung.
They have a different one, Mr. Chairman, to show their allegation that they bought it. So may we know what are these documents subject to your presentation
Pasubmit na lang natin.
of your, no, probably they can now shed light, Mr. Chairman, so that they were subject to presentation, submission of original documents. Can we ask, Mr. Chairman, for them to describe that? I'm very interested to know that there are memoranda or receipts and documents. May we know what are these, subject to the original copies? First,
First, pro forma invoice po from the manufacturer sa China po.
yes,
It was addressed to Mr. Dennis Rostata po.
okay,
And it has sign and seal of the general manager, Mr. Shi Li Chao.
okay.
No, but it says, hindi ako abogado ni Denkata. Ang nakalagay dito, attention. Not sold to.
Yeah, whatever it is worth, Mr. Chairman, so we will evaluate that. So can you therefore submit that temporarily?
Yes po,
Number
isasabit
two,
po namin.
what is the second one? Aside from the Shandong to Dencat, what are the other documents to show that you bought it? That is just a statement. That is a memorandum of the consignment. How about your purchase from Dencat, if you have any document?
May binibigay po siyang receipt sa amin.
Okay, can you mention that receipt? How much and who signed the receipt?
Wala pong sign ni Mr. Dennis Rostata, but It's under my name po, Lilac po. Ay, it's under Denka Trading po yung receipt.
Okay, what did it say? What did it state there?
Denka Trading, 427 Bulacan Street, Gagalangin, Tondo, Manila, consignment receipt, delivered to Lilac.
How much?
How
What
much?
is the volume and what is the amount?
The quantity is 1.5 million pieces and Romeo, flavor Romeo po yung nakalagay na item.
May amount ba?
Apo, may amount po. The total is 314 million pesos. And we paid the deposit 78 million to Mr. Dennis Rostata po.
And you have original documents on that. Submit that in the next hearing. What else? What else do you have?
We also have conversation with Mr. Dennis Rostata.
How is
na-
that recorded?
Yes,
The conversation. You cannot tape
screenshot.
conversations. Huh?
By messenger screenshot po.
Screenshot. Okay, we can authenticate that. Okay,
Yes.
so what does it say there?
Bali, si Mr. Rostata po yung nagbibigay sa amin ng receipt. And then once na mag-issue po siya sa amin ng receipt, sa kanya din po kami nagbabayad. Yung bank,
Okay, yeah, okay.
bank
Total, how
deposit
much have you
slip po.
paid on this transaction to Mr. Rostata?
We paid 78 million pesos for the deposit po.
78 million for the deposit.
Pero bakit nakalagay unit price 3 pesos and 50 centavos?
Ano po yun? US dollar po yung pricing niya.
Pwede ba yun sa Pilipinas?
Well, it can be placed there, Mr. Chairman, but the payment will have to be Philippine pesos.
No, pesos yung iba eh. 350 unit price, tapos pesos.
Can you explain that? Yeah, we have here. the
Yes po.
document submitted.
Submission nyo yun to eh. No, lahat naman ng pinag-usapan, submission nyo eh.
Mm.
Ayan po, nakalagay po dyan sa receipt na 3.50. Tapos meron pong nakalagay na at 57. So 3.50 times 57 po. Kaya siya nagiging
So may
204.
exchange rate po yung 57.
Ito pala may 57. Ito yung amount, 204 in pesos.
Yes po.
204 pesos. Okay, what else aside from that messenger, capture, what do you still have?
Ayun po, yung bank deposit slip po ng proof of payment.
Oh, you have that. Okay. What is that? To which bank and how much?
BDO po.
BDO, how much did you deposit?
168 million pesos po.
Oh, 168 million. Okay. Do you have the official the original of the deposit slip?
As of now, hindi ko po dala pero we will
Oh yeah, submit everything in at least on or before December. Can we end?
yung
Yes, Chairman.
Yeah.
Yung about the
Affidavit
payment
po.
lang, is it a personal account or a corporate account?
So may
204.
exchange rate po yung 57.
Ito pala may 57. Ito yung amount, 204 in pesos.
Yes po.
24 pesos. Okay, what else aside from that messenger, capture, what do you still have?
Ayun po, yung bank deposit slip po ng proof of payment.
Oh, you have that. Okay. What is that? To which bank and how much?
BDO po.
BDO, how much did you deposit?
168 million pesos po.
Oh, 168 million. Okay. Do you have the official the original of the deposit slip?
As of now, hindi ko po dala pero we will
Oh yeah, submit everything in at least on or before December 19. And what else do you have to show proof that you purchased it from Venkat?
Ayun po, yung proforma invoice po.
Yun na, nasa video na. Okay, so we end.
Yung
Mr. Chairman,
affidavit.
Mr. Chairman.
Yeah.
Yung about the
Affidavit
payment
po.
lang, is it a personal account or a corporate account?
yung payment na ginawa, is it a personal account or
Yes, Lilac.
corporate account?
Ma'am Lilac, can you answer that?
Personal account po, kay Dennis Rostata po.
Dennis, I think now you have to answer that. May recognize Dennis Tata? Number 1, yung
And-
resibo ng Denka Trading.
And we also have the...
Wait muna. Okay.
Sorry
Meron
po,
ka pa
Your Honor.
idadagdag?
Apo.
Ano yun?
And we also have the copy of the telegraphic transfer po from Mr. Dennis Rostata to the manufacturer from China.
Okay. Can you submit that also?
Yes po, Your Honor.
Okay. Dennis, can you now? You have now 4 things to answer. First is the Denka Trading consignment receipt. Ano yan? Trader lang.
Actually, this transaction, they order to China directly. Directly order to China.
Tapos,
And then, excuse me for a minute. Actually, Your Honor, yung transaction na yan, sila yung talagang direct nakipag-negotiate sa China. No, and then ang talagang
Mr. Chairman, just like to be able to come back to how much did you deposit to the account of Dennis Rostata? Answer, please.
so this is July.
Para sa 78 million pesos po yung deposit namin to Mr. Dennis
To
Rostata po.
his account.
To his account po.
Okay. Would you deny this that you received the 78 million or you received 78 million?
I need to check to
I move, Mr. Chairman, that Mr. Rostata be included in the AMLA by the Bureau of Customs. This is
Yes.
78 million. So not only PLAVA, but also the Dennis Rostata AMLA should be applied to him. There's an allegation, and this is a system of smuggling and not payment of cost of duty, not payment of excise, which PLAVA is also responsible. So we would like, I move that Customs request AMLA to also open the account of Mr. Dennis Rostata, who allegedly has received, yes, we will recognize you, but we'll just be finished. No? So 78 million for this transaction was deposited in his account, correct?
Yes po, Your
How
Honor.
much, is there any other payment or any other, that's it for this transaction?
That's it po.
78 million, okay, thank you. Yes,
Okay, ito na lang. Yung ano mo ng ano is kay Li Xiao is August 30. But you said this convo is July 24. So how can so much time elapse? Yung invoice, so invoice is due August 30. And then your supposed video payment is July 24. So we're not a trier of facts here.
We will sort out the documents po. Pero may time po talaga na mag-aantay kasi
Where do you really attest to the veracity of that Li Xiao affidavit?
yes po.
Can you produce him today?
Gaano po?
Today, can you produce him today?
Yes po. Yes po, Your Honor.
Where is he?
Si Li Xiao po.
Yes, where is he?
He's in China po right now. Umuwi
So
na po siya.
umuwi lang siya dito para pumirma nito? O
Hindi po. Last week po kasi merong vape event. Kaya po siya
Ano yan?
nandito. Vape event po.
Di ba bawal yan? You're not supposed to promote?
Hindi naman.
Yes, it's in Republic Act 11900.
Present here today, a representative of the Vape Association. Can we hear from him about if you sponsor this vape event? And what is your organization about? Can you therefore identify yourself?
Yes, Your Honor. May I please read a very short a statement from our association. Good morning, Honorable Chairperson Joey Salceda and members of the House Committee on Ways and Means, fellow stakeholders and concerned citizens. I'm Joey Dulay, President of the Philippine E-Cigarette Industry Association. We commend the Bureau of Customs and the involved law enforcement agencies for the seizure of the illicit vape products on October 27, 2023. Rest assured that PCIA supports the government's fight against all forms of illicit trade. We encourage all stakeholders to faithfully adhere to the provisions of the law to avoid violations and enforcement actions. Your Honor.
Is she a member?
No, Your Honor.
Flava?
Flava is not a member.
Denkat?
Denkat used to be a member, but on October, I think October 20.
You'll become a very
2022.
powerful man, sir, because by 2027, you'll be almost 60% of the total tobacco market.
Your Honor, I can only speak for our association.
know.
Yeah.
So how many
association.
members do you have?
We count as businesses, so we have around 300 individual businesses.
Pati yung mga vape shops kasama.
Yes, Your Honor.
Is there a network of vape shop? Which is the largest vape shop network?
I don't have the data with me right now, but I have
Offhand.
estimate it may be the biggest is a company who has 100.
Who is
100. It's LG Corporation, I think.
LG?
Yes.
Sino may-ari?
Lighters Galore. Lighters Galore.
Lights Galore.
Lighters Galore.
Light-
Lighters Galore. It's a retailer of vape products and cigarette and lighters for that
So
matter.
multi-brand siya, sir.
Multi-brand. Yeah.
Ikaw,
I'm sorry.
ikaw, sir.
Also, pero kakonti lang po ang tindahan namin.
Wala kang Flava.
Meron po akong kineri before na Flava, but you know, sa amin po mga vape shops, ang unang-unang hinihingi namin since nung nag-start itong RA 11900 and the enforcement, ang unang-unang hinihingi namin is the copy of the permit to operate ng kampanya nila and excise tax, copy of the excise tax payment, yung tinatawag na, I think na ETRD. So, pag may ganun po,
sa tingin mo, sir, meron na local manufacturing ng e-cigarette?
marami naman po.
Oh,
Manufacturer po.
manufacturing?
Yes po.
Sino?
Mga e-liquid, mostly before kasi doon nag-start kami. Ang mga e-liquid products po, yung mga manufacturer.
Uy, BPS. Meron ba sa inyo, BIR? Sabi niya, mga 100 manufacturers?
Mostly, Your Honor, mostly retailers po.
Retailer?
Sa malls.
What do you mean by retailer?
Ano lang po kami, kumbaga humahango kami sa mga manufacturer, importer, tapos binebenta namin. Mga retail direct to consumers.
Asan yung
kami.
manufacturing doon?
Sila po ang mga nagsusupply ng mga produkto, pati yung mga importers.
Di ko magets.
Parang ganito po. Meron po ako let's say isang tindahan.
Oh.
Hindi po ako manufacturer, hindi po ako yung gumagawa.
Naintindihan ko. Inahanap ko yung manufacturing, sir. Yung retailing, nakukuha ko yan.
Opo. Tapos nagre-retail kami. Mostly po ang PCIA, our association, is composed of vape shops. And very few importers and manufacturers.
Manufacturers?
Meron pong manufacturers, yeah.
Mr. Chairman, maybe
Yes.
we can name some of those manufacturers known sa kanila.
Can you give us a list of your members, sir?
Uh,
Including classified as to retailers and manufacturers?
sa mga manufacturers pa from our ano before we have as members as
Yes, sir.
Cholos Blend, Pastry Vapors. Yan po yung mga e-liquid manufacturers. Nung araw po sila, doon po sila nag-start. Tapos ang alam namin ngayon, parang parang hybrid ng ano na rin nila. May ini-import sila, meron din locally manufactured.
Okay, thank you for your statement in support of 11900. And yes,
Mr.
Congressman.
Chair, maybe we can also ask BIR kung meron silang list ng manufacturers.
BIR?
Your Honor, we will provide the list of the manufacturers.
Mga ilan kaya yan?
Siguro around mga 7 or 9, I think.
7 or 9,
manufacturers.
pero dun sa asosasyon, 100.
Mm.
So there are at least 93 unlisted, unregistered manufacturers.
9, yeah.
Ilan lahat yan?
36.
So you have 36, ma'am, from your own records. 36 manufacturers. Maganda sana kasi nito eh. Total, pwede pa tayo mag-manufacturing ban muna nito? Para lahat presumed as imported? Can we make that, sir? Or will it hurt your industry? But you're hurting the young people anyway, so.
May I answer,
Yes,
Your
sir.
Honor?
Can we make a presumption that all e-cigarettes are imported?
No, Your Honor. Kasi from first-hand knowledge po at sa mga kakilala ko noon pa, because when we started the association, marami po dyan mga
Kasi hindi
mga
namin
illiquid.
alam mo kung may doc stamp sana. So, bawat labas sa
Mm.
factory, alam namin based on removals.
Yeah,
Kaya
by,
kami nagugulo dahil karamihan naman talaga imported at wala yung doc stamps.
from our knowledge po by June 2024 yung kasi nga we consistently push the agencies involved here kasi nga ayaw namin itong mga pumapasok na illicit product dahil kawawa nga naman talaga po yung mga nagko-comply. Since nung kami nagsimula sa association wala pa pong batas, kami po we were for self-regulation. Kaya po nung nagkaroon ng batas, kami naman po ang talagang idinidiin namin ngayon is compliance is the key to the
Yes, your
of the
market
industry.
is growing very fast. I'm
yes,
telling you that you will be half from 107 billion. You'll be like 500 billion in 5 years. So what I'm saying here is there's got to be some way of kung sa langis, fuel marking, kung ba sa sigarilyo, doc stamps, sa liquor, yung lahat na excisable, kayo lang ang wala eh. So anong proposal mo?
By June from the BIR kami po ay nakikipag-usap madalas po sa BIR, sa DTI at sa customs po para dito sa regulation. By June 2024, lahat po ng mga produkto ng vapor products magkakaroon na po ng tax stamps. Kaya ito po yung talagang pinush namin, talagang minamadali namin dahil para po mas madali po yung enforcement ng agencies involved. Pag may tax stamp, makikita na nila kagad. Pag walang tax stamp, malamang illicit na produkto po ito.
So anyway, yung bilang mo ba? Kasi Flava is a manufacturer of 78 brands based on BIR. It's on your record, ma'am.
Yes. Your Honor, we have this.
So may karapatan sila magsabi na kaso wala ngang e-atrig pagdating po sa components, sa ingredients.
Yes.
So walang e-atrig pag sila nag-i-import.
With regards to the importation, if they are registered importers,
Hindi nga
we
sila
recommend-
registered
yeah.
importer. So saan papasok yung e-atrig nila? Pero do you have a proposal ready for a doc stamp system for ano?
Yes, Your
Or
Honor.
local manufacturing? What about imported?
Yes, Your Honor. We have this Revenue Memorandum Circular 105, 2023, wherein it's more of a fixture of the stamps for the vapor products. Actually, we have this briefing already with the different manufacturers and importers of the vapor products
Saan?
for the implementation of a fixture of these stamps for vapor
Saan yun?
products.
Okay. Flaba, alam mo, mas maganda yung mapag-usapan na. Itong invoice nyo, sabi, ito, 330. Tapos yung consignment mo, sabi mo, 350. So, kumikita ng, ito ba tama ba sabi ko? Looks like, binibigyan nyo ng 20, ng 10 pesos ang cut for this transaction. Kasi there's a difference between the same transaction, ha? All coming from you. This is your invoice, this is your consignment, and this is your invoice. Puro ito galing sa'yo, ha? So, ito 330. Yung isa 350. So, kumikita ng 10 piso ang ano?
Sa usapan na po yun ni
Ninyo?
Mr. Hindi po. Sa usapan po yun ni Mr. Dennis
Paano
Rostata.
nangyari yun? Ikaw ang ano yun. So, usapan nila at saka ni
Yes po. Ang binibili lang po namin yan kay Mr. Dennis Rostata po. So kung ano po yung bill sa amin ni Mr. Dennis Rostata, yun po yung binabayaran namin sa kanya. Yung pricing po ng manufacturer sa China sa kanya is hindi po namin alam. Bali nalaman lang po namin nung hiningi po namin yung performa invoice po.
Ano ito? Magkaibigan na nagkatnyel ba kayong dalawa? Mukhang ganun eh. Mukhang okay kayo sa mukhang yung mga binibigay mo kasi sa aking dokumento, mukhang okay kayo nun, tapos bigla kayo nagkatnyel, tapos ngayon, ikaw sa'yo nahuli, so ikaw ang ano, mananagot sa customs.
Pero yung
Idadamay mo ba siya? O gusto mo na siya lang?
Pero Flava did not really import the products. We really bought it to Mr. Dennis Rostata po, Your Honor.
So ewan ko. At this point, I think we have enough data to churn. And first, I would like to commend the customs for a job.
Mr. Chair.
Yes.
Just one question.
Yeah. Congressman
lang?
Amali, sir.
Ang question ko lang, kasi we've been here for the past ilang hours na ba ito? 3 hours. Ang question ko lang, bakit hanggang ngayon hindi pa lumalabas yung importer? Sino ba? Who determines the importer? Is it customs? Is it kung sino ba? BI? Bakit hindi lumalabas? Kasi nagtuturoan, ang hirap naman itong nung posisyon natin na nakikinig lang tayo for the longest time. Aalis tayo dito na wala tayong nakita, walang kasagutan. So I want to know, sino ba talaga ang nagde-determine kung sino ang importer at hindi? Di ba?
Customs, you are the only proper person here. Sigurado ko kung sino may hawak, no? Tapos, kailangan patunayan niya na hindi siya.
Under the operations that we did, Your Honor, yes. We need the owner of the smuggled goods is presumed to have brought it. But again, we're conducting backtracking investigation to determine the real importer, Your Honors. It's just that there are a lot of factors that we're considering. Like I said, there were submissions to us, and we're also looking at some participation of the members. And of course, it will be the transcript and the statements that were made in this honorable committee will be very helpful in that backtracking investigation.
So, yung list of individuals nyo recommended for prosecution, when will you file these cases? O nagulo namin kayo?
Your Honor, if we can wait for, I don't know how many more hearings would it take for
What's
this.
down? We
Yeah,
just-
well, we'll wait for that, Your Honor, because the head of the legal service is with us, and he's planning to present as part of our pieces of evidence to some statements that were made here in this hearing, Your Honor. So we would wait for the complete transcript of stenographic notes from this hearing and some statements that were made under oath for us to be able to use it in filing our cases and making those cases strong.
You have enough? Ikaw.
Well, Mr. Chairman, I think we already have enough testimony and documentary evidence. Because December 19 is already very much in the thick of the Christmas season. I know the chairman would like to work even up to December 25. But, you know, I was talking to the COMSEC and everybody. I believe we can proceed already, Mr. Chairman, with our recommendation. Because I strongly feel that there are responsible people here. So that our recommendation will now be part of the filing of the customs and also the BIR. We have to bring them to court so that there they can present everything. But prima facie, there are now there are now evidences that there are people responsible for importation and for non-payment of customs duties and also excise tax evasion. So I think, Mr. Chairman, we can proceed subject, of course, to the filing of all the documents you have requested them so that we can now prepare within this week the committee report. And we will therefore be giving copies of the committee report to the DTI, to the Bureau of Customs, and the BIR for their proper implementation of the resolution, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, so for the peace of mind of other people, I think since the committee will essentially, prepare the committee report, so the arrest orders are effectively rescinded. So you can have your Christmas with your loved ones. And we have made instructions to customs, proceed, and BPS. I think you should clarify already with respect to the definition of the two types of vapes. And then, and for the stenographers to please prepare the transcript as soon as possible. Walang tulugan mamaya. So, hi ma'am. So, rest assured, this committee has been known to be very fair and assiduous and diligent. So, as far as possible. So, wag lang kayo kasi magsusubmit ng mga papeles na that are in flagrante, in suspicious. So anyway, is there any motion?
Mr. Chairman, before I move for this adjournment today, let me just thank our chairman, Chairman Joey Salceda, for steering this hearing to the proper procedure and then taking into account all the testimonies that were presented here on the documents. And with that, Mr. Chairman, we are ready to look at the committee report, and those are present and the members of the Ways and Means and one of the members will be therefore very happy to be able to finish this particular investigation with a warning to everyone that we cannot evade the law. We cannot evade taxes. The long arm of the law will reach you. And that is why they will reach everyone. We are very concerned about 11,900 that it will be properly observed by everyone. With that, Mr. Chairman, thank you. Thank you to our colleagues present here and our resource person. Move to adjourn, Mr. Chairman.
Seconded.
No, are there objections? Hearing none, same is approved. Thank you very much and Merry Christmas po sa lahat. Sign. Thank you. Usually,